Game devs are being replaced by AI, and the studios are hiding it. Today we're talking about AI in games, not the fun kind, not the NPCs are smarter now kind, not the DLSS makes my frames go up kind. I'm talking about the quiet version. The version where studios start swapping human out for AI tools and then act shocked when players notice. The version where a company uses AI generated assets in paid content and refuses to say what happened. The version where workers get told their role is obsolete because an AI can do it cheaper and the studio won't comment. And the unique part of this story isn't just that it's happening, it's that studios keep lying about it. Or at the very least, they keep playing word games. They'll say we don't use AI and then quietly use it anyway. They'll say only in early stages and then the live game ships with suspicious content. They'll say we respect creatives while pushing workers out the door because the spreadsheet says AI is cheaper. And when anyone raises concerns, the response is always the same. Stop fear mongering. It's just a tool. You don't understand how hard game dev is. It's the future. No, this isn't about the future. This is about trust. Because if a studio won't be honest about what they're using to make the products you're paying for, what else are they willing to hide? So today I want to talk about three things. The Kingdom Come story, where developer says he was fired and replaced with AI. Number 2 is the Battlefield 6 situation where players accuse paid cosmetics of being AI generated after the studio had promised no AI. Number 3 is the broader trend and why studios keep lying instead of being transparent. Let's get into it. So, the big picture, AI isn't coming, it's already here. A lot of people still talk about AI like it's a future problem, like we're still debating the concept. But these stories aren't hypothetical anymore. They're happening in public. A Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 translator and English language editor, Max Hedgemanek, I don't know, I'm pretty sure I'm butchering his name, but said he was abruptly told his role would become obsolete because the studio planned to replace future translation work with AI tools, and he described feeling betrayed by management. PC Gamer reported on it and Games Radar covered it as well. And on the Battlefield side, Battlefield 6 players accused EA or DICE of shipping suspected AI-generated art in a paid cosmetic bundle. The Winter Warning sticker, because it featured a rifle that looked like it had two barrels, and the controversy hit especially hard because Battlefield leadership had previously said AI wouldn't be visible in the final game. PC Gamer covered the accusation and the earlier no AI messaging. These aren't just AI might take jobs someday conversation, this is the industry in motion right now. And the reason this is blowing up isn't because people hate technology, it's because studios are being weirdly dishonest about it. Let's start with the Kingdom Come situation because it's the clearest example of what's happening behind the scene. Max Hedgemanek wasn't complaining about some vague fear, he claimed he was told in a meeting that his role would effectively be replaced by AI translation going forward. That's not AI assisted, that's not tooling, that's replacement. And the part that makes this hit harder is translation and localization are invisible to most players. If you're not in that world, you don't see the work. You don't think about the human choices. Tone, jokes, cultural nuance, consistency, character voice, item names, quest phrasing, readability under pressure, that's all craft. So when you hear we're replacing translation with AI, the real translation is, we think this work is cheap enough to automate. In the reporting, Warhorse Studios declined to comment on the individual case, framing it as respecting employee privacy. Now, to be fair, a studio not commenting on an individual HR case is pretty normal. But look at what that creates. The public story becomes one-sided. Workers says I was replaced by AI, company says no comment, community fills in the blank. And here's the problem, if you're not transparent in an AI moment, people assume the worst because studios have already trained players not to trust them. Now, let's talk about Battlefield 6. Because this is the story that shows why lying is the worst strategy. Players spotted the paid cosmetic sticker, Winter Warning, that looked suspicious. A weapon with what appeared to be a double-barrel awkward composition AI mistakes vibes. That kicked off accusations that EA had shipped generative AI art in paid content. And this doesn't land as a normal bad art controversy for one reason. They had already messaged that AI wouldn't be visible in the final game. PC Gamer notes the backlash is amplified because of earlier assurance tied to the Battlefield 6 leadership messaging. Then what happens? EA doesn't clearly confirm or deny. Kotaku later reported EA was aware and investigating but also pointed out EA still wasn't actually saying whether it was AI, and the closest we got was a patch changing some of the items accused of being AI slop. So from the player perspective, the sequence looks like this. No AI in the final game, suspicious paid cosmetic appears, studio goes quiet or vague, later it gets changed. Even if the sticker wasn't AI, even if it was just human error, the communication strategy makes it look like a cover-up. Because in 2026, silence is not neutral, silence is a statement. Quick pause, if you like breakdowns like this where we actually connect the dots instead of pretending it's all fine, subscribe. And do me a favor for the algorithm, comment one thing, just yes they're hiding it or no it's fear-mongering. I'm serious, it helps push the video out and I want to see where people actually land on this. Also like if you have the time, Alright, let's get back to it. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Studios aren't just using AI, they're actively avoiding the word AI because AI is radioactive branding right now. Artists don't want their work replaced, players don't want to pay for AI slop, devs don't want to train the tool replacing them. Communities don't want the creative soul drained out of games, so what do studios do? They rebrand it. They say procedural assistance, automation, machine learning pipelines, efficiency tools, AI-assisted workflows, and the funniest part is, Battlefield leadership was quoted earlier describing generative AI as seducing, while also saying it was only used in very early stages and wouldn't appear in the final launch. Okay, but then the live game has content players accused of looking AI generated. Even if that accusation is wrong, you can see the problem. When your messaging is we won't do this, and the public sees something that looks like you did, they don't trust your explanation because they've already caught you hedging. So why are studios lying about it? Here's the unique angle that matters. Studios aren't hiding AI because they're proud of it, they're hiding it because they know it makes them look bad, and it makes them look bad for 3 reasons. Number 1 is players feel scammed. If you charge premium prices, battle passes, bundles, cosmetics, and any of that is AI generated, players will ask, what am I even paying for? They don't just want content, they want craft. Even Battlefield 6 players were explicitly angry because the accused asset was part of a paid bundle, not a freemium image. Number 2 is creators feel threatened. The Kingdom Come story shows the human consequence. Workers hearing their job is being replaced by a tool. That's not a workflow improvement. That's a layoff justification. Number 3, studios are afraid of legal or labeling blowback. When AI is generated, there are questions about disclosure requirements, training data ethics, copyright risk, platform policies, consumer trust. PC gamers even know that if the Battlefield seekers were AI generated, EA might be required to disclose it on Steam under Valve policies, and that didn't appear to be happening in the moment. So you can see why they squirm. Because once you admit it, you own the baggage, and studios hate owning baggages. They prefer plausible deniability. This is where defenders always shows up and say it's just a tool. Okay, a tool helps a worker do more work. Replacing a translator with AI isn't a tool. That's replacement. Shipping suspicious AI looking art in paid cosmetics after saying no AI isn't a tool, that's either a broken promise or terrible QA or a communication failure so bad it looks like deception. And the reason studios keeps losing these PR battles is because they keep trying to have it both ways. They want the cost savings of AI, they want the speed, they want the efficiency, but they also want the public image of being craft-driven, human-driven, artistic, and authentic. You can't have both without transparency. Here's the simple solution that no studios wants to do because it removes wiggle room. Number 1 is disclose AI usage clearly. What, where, why. Number 2 is commit publicly to what won't be automated, writing, narrative, key art, etc. Number 3 is protect growth that requires human voice, localization, narrative, art direction. Number 4 is stop pretending consumers are stupid because right now the strategy is deny, hedge, silence, patch quietly, move on. And every time they do that, they train players to assume deception, which is why you end up with the internet ready to call AI slop. The second something looks off, they created this environment. This is what they want people to focus on. AI isn't automatically the end of games. The end of games will be losing the people who make them and the people who love them. The real threat is a trust collapse. Players stop believing what studio says, devs stop believing management is on their side, artists stop believing their work is valued, and every controversy becomes a conspiracy because the studio refuses transparency. That's what happens when you keep lying. So, yeah. Game devs being replaced by AI isn't a theoretical feature anymore. We have a Kingdom Come contributor saying he was fired and replaced by AI translation. We have Battlefield 6 getting hit by a paid cosmetics controversy tied to suspected generative AI after no AI messaging, followed by silence and quiet fixes. And the real question isn't, is AI good or bad? The real question is, why do studios keep lying about it? Now, I want your take. Do you think studios should be required to clearly label AI-generated content in games, or do you think the backlash is overblown? Drop it in the comments. If you enjoyed this, like the video, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Stay safe.